Okay, y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. It's Monday morning, and yeah, I got a pretty big list today. Where is my list? Is this it? Yeah. Front and back. So I need to get on and get started, man. Yeah, all that there. So it's 7:50 and I'm pulling out, man. I wanted to get started a little bit earlier today, but man, my back's hurting, man. So I done pulled a muscle or something in my lower back on this side over here. Yeah. Move the shipping container. I ain't sure exactly how I'm gonna do it yet, but I got a pretty good idea. I'm just gonna shimmy it across the concrete slabs. All I'm gonna do. Get it to the other side, and then I may end up getting some of those telephone poles, so I can level the thing. Because telephone pole lasts forever, man. I mean, they already are probably 30 or 40 years old, and they're, but they're so big, But the last time I moved the shipping container, I tore up a floor jack trying to, moving the shipping container. So I don't know. I probably got, I don't know. There's probably 500 or 600 pounds worth of shit inside the shipping container. I don't know if I'll be able to move it with that shit in there or not, man. I'm gonna try, and then if I can't, I guess I'll take some of that stuff out, man. Yeah, this is looking pretty good over here. This is the HOA. The spray worked really good for the most part, but that grass is growing crazy, man. I mean, you could almost do in the month of September, you could almost cut this grass every week right here. It's thick, and it looks like it's real thick, man. And it ain't even been 2 weeks. It's only been like 10 days. So we're gonna have to cut it shorter. So I've been having a problem with one of the customers. Not a problem. Well, it is a problem too, because, and I've talked about it before. When the customers, when you set up the Zelle for the customers, and like I did a property last Wednesday, and it's a Zelle property, and she had not paid me all the way up to last night. And so, every week I'm going over my book, all the time, and not just every week, but I'm always going over my books and, seeing who owes me and who don't, and who's paid and who hadn't. A lot of customers pay up front. And this customer, she's one of the ones on the $1 Million Street, but she always takes forever for her to pay me. And it's not the one that owns the 2 properties over there. That's not, it's one of the other ones. And I've had problems with her before. But she, last night I'm getting ready for the week, and I'm going over everything, and that's what I was saying the other day, man. It's always stuff to do outside of the work. And so I'm going over the books and who owes me, how much they owe me, and making sure I got all the money collected from last week that's supposed to pay me, and there she is again, not paid me from last Wednesday. And she always pays me, but I don't like having to always be thinking about, well, did she pay me? And I have to go and look at the bank to see if she paid me. And I know that might sound, well, Ray, you don't know if folks are paying you or not. We do a lot of work, man. And sometimes, you can, the weeks start running into each other and everything. And I sent her a request. I do that, in any of the, the pay stuff, the pay apps or whatever. So I sent her a request on Wednesday night of last week. The same day. I always invoice and everything. When I get done for the day, I always invoice and, check off who's paid me and all that in my software. And that's the only way I can really keep up with things. So, yeah. So last night, I'm looking at everything, getting everything. I said, she ain't paid me yet. I said, I'm always chasing my money, man, with her. It just seems like I'm always chasing it. Not physically chasing, but having to text you, hey, you ain't paid me for last time. And we're starting another, and y'all know, I've talked about it before. Any of y'all watch the channel, y'all know that it's the same customer, you got one or two. So finally I told her last night, I said, look, why don't you just start paying me in advance of me doing the properties? Then I don't have to chase my money, and let's see how she feels about her having to chase me to do the work. See, we'll put the foot on, let's put the shoe on the other foot, and let's see what's up with that. And that's what I told her. I said, would it be easier for you just to pay me in advance before I do the properties? And I told her this in the text, the customer in the text message. I said, because I find myself chasing the money a lot more than what I have time for. I don't have time to chase the money every single cut, every single 2 weeks. Even though she pays, it's a hassle. And if she were on that street by herself, or I didn't have all them other jobs over there on that street, then I'd drop her, man. I would. But see, it's hard for me, from a business standpoint, it's hard for me to drop her, and then well, I would be afraid that another landscaper come in there and start doing her property, and they'll try to take the other ones from me. So, every customer is not going to be ideal. And of course, if she didn't pay me at all, then we'd have a problem. But she always pays, and I don't understand why she, it's a habitual thing though. I'd hate to be holding a note on her house mortgage or whatever. I bet she's late every freaking month, man. What a nightmare. She just doesn't pay things on time. She never has. Every time I've ever done work for them, I've always in the 6 or 7 years I've been working for them, I've always had to keep reminding them to pay me, always. And pretty soon it becomes a form of disrespect, really, more so than just money. Of course, it's the money because it's usually 100 or 2, and they ain't gonna make or break me. But I ain't out here working for free, so she just likes to play a lot of games with the money, man. 15 minutes, $60. One down. Now we're just gonna start working our way back home. The next one is a little bit difficult because of the parking situation and school and all. It's across the street from a technical school. So, all right, that's number 2, y'all. $852, $130. So that'll pretty much cover some of my expenses already. And the other one's right up the street here. It's another, well, there's 4 that we do, and one of them's 70, and the rest of them are 60s. And Zach did come into work today. So yeah, it's 8:46 right now, and I'm fixing to pull up to the other ones, man. So it's all good, man. Pulling up to the third one right here. Yeah, we ain't playing, man. Peace out. Okay, y'all, so we pulling up on the, well, I did 2, and then Zach met me over the 3, 4, 5. We're on number 7, and it's 10:15, so that's pretty good, really. So womp, 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 womp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still got 8 more, man. And some of them are, one of them's 120, and there's a bunch of 70s. There's a couple of 80s on here too. So yeah, and then there's a couple of 60s. So yeah, we're moving right along, y'all. Okay, y'all. So that's another one down. So now we are, yeah, all that. So Zach's gonna wrap that one up. And then, and I'm going on to the next one. And then there's another one he's got to do. Yeah, we're kind of tag teaming on it for real. But I've been killing it this morning, y'all. I have. And he's doing good too, you know. He doesn't weed eat as fast as I do, but that's okay. He's probably more thorough, to be honest. Another one down. Okay, y'all, so, yeah, I don't know how many, that's about the 12th or 13th one. It's 1:15. It's trying to rain on us. It rained, the sun's out and it's raining. We're going to try to finish the route, though. We need to get done with this route today. But the way it's going to end up is we're going to end up over there at the pool company, and then Zach can park the truck there, and then in the morning he'll just have to get a ride to there instead of to my house. And that's a lot closer. All right, y'all. That's a wrap, man. So, you know, I ain't even bust a sweat today, man. And I did about 7 by myself. And Zach did, and I helped Zach with a few. And then Zach did 1, 2, he did about 3 by himself. And then we did about 4 together. So, yeah. Really ain't nothing nice out here, man. Nothing nice. But like I said, we did around, well, how much did we do? Right around $900. $920, something like that. Which is, and you know, which is good. You know, that's good in general for cutting grass, and done at 2:30. But we're also set up to be extremely efficient tomorrow, because we did a couple that we don't normally do on this route. But as we start getting into the off season and the weather cools off a little bit, you can do more work in less time. The heat affects you that bad. The heat does really affect you pretty bad. So, like, I could go home right now and I could eat a sandwich, chill out for 20 minutes or so, and I could go cut 5 more if I wanted to. I really could. I mean, do I look like I've done what, 7 yards by myself, and then 4 more with Zach? Does it look like it? I don't feel like it. I mean, I ain't tired or nothing. I ain't even broke a sweat. Cutting grass is easy. It is easy. No, cutting the grass is easy. It's the damn heat, man, that's so bad. And I ran a weed eater today, a blower today, a mower today, the truck today. Yeah. got caught in the rain a couple times today. We ain't playing, man. So I just had a lady come up to me. I was over there at the getting my sandwich, and the lady pulled up to my truck and says, "Hey, you got any cards?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "Can I get a couple?" I'm like, "Sure." She said, "I'm finna fire the guy I got doing my lawn." I said, "Oh yeah?" And we're right here in my city that I live in. And she said, "Yeah, I'm fixing to fire him. You know, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know where that's at." I said, "I do. Judy Poo's yard over there." She said, "Oh, you do? Yeah, I thought you looked familiar." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." Yeah. You can always out here. There's plenty of work out here, y'all. There's enough for everybody, man. I don't even worry about competition. I don't even worry about it. I don't. Well, my competition gets fired all the time. I get fired. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say I don't, but I rarely get fired, y'all. I really do. I rarely do. It happens, but usually by the time that happens, I done quit them. See, I don't never get. Very rarely do I get fired, and it ain't because I'm gonna be honest. It ain't because I do exquisite work, though we do good work, and it ain't because I'm a nice guy, though I'm okay. It's because of the consistency that I bring. That's why people don't want to fire me. Because if I ain't cutting it, who is cutting it? See? And that's what my customers are asking themselves. We've had Ray cutting the yard for 8 years, 7 years, 5 years or whatever. And before Ray came along, we was going through lawn guys every year. You know. And then since Ray came along, he ain't kept his numbers the same. He ain't done anything, you know. He tore up nothing, and if he did, he fixed it. He paid for it. He's got insurance, and he's accountable, and he's reliable, and that is what you can bank your business on. You can bank part of it on the ability to do the work, but just because you got the ability to do the work and the equipment, that doesn't really mean a lot. You got to do what you say you're going to do. See, my customers don't pay me just for the physical ability to do the lawn. That ain't really what they're paying for. That's a part of it, but what they're paying for more than anything is not have to worry about their lawn. That's what they're really paying for, and to know that no matter what, Ray's gonna be there on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day, and Ray's gonna make sure that everything gets done. And if I got some sensible thing to ask him to do extra, he'll do that too. Now I can't get Ray to cut trees down on my property for free, but he might do a little bit of this, a little bit of that in the course of him being on the property doing the lawn. So, you know, if I fire Ray, what am I going to get? See, people in general, and I'm one of them people, they don't like the unknown. They don't. And as an entrepreneur, especially in a service business, rather than this business, especially a maintenance type business where you're steady, you know, recurring, keep going back and back, keep going back. See, people don't like change, and they don't like the unknown. So they had rather stay with somebody, even if you're not the best. You know, they'd rather stay with you than fire you, only to have to find another guy, and then have to go through 5 or 6 guys before they end up calling me back. That's usually what happens. That's usually what happens. When people fire me or quit me or whatever, I would say 80% call me back at some point. At some point. Maybe not right away, but at some point. And if it makes business sense, then, like their location and all, then I might take them on. But out of that 80% that calls me back, I probably only take back maybe 10% of that. So, because when they quit me, I have filled in the gap. I have filled in the slot. Now, of course, I'm in business too. So, you know, I'm not gonna be doing a neighbor's property and then the people, you know, fire me, and then I'm still over there doing their neighbors, and then they want me to come back. I just have to weigh each situation as it comes back to me. But 80% or so always call me back. If it's about money, they call me back. If it's about you know, reliability, this guy just quit showing up. Right, I bet he did, because he was doing it so cheap he couldn't afford to do them no more. And I see it, dude. It happens all the time out here. I mean, it happens on the freaking reg out here 10 or 15 times a year. You know, I'll get a call from somebody, and they'll say, well, my other lawn care guy just quit coming. And then, red flag goes up in my head. Yeah, because if they're any good and they're in business to make money, why would they quit coming? Well, it's going to be one or two things. It's going to be they ain't paying right, or they ain't got the equipment, or the customer's fooling with the timing. That's usually what happens, y'all. I'm just saying. That's usually how it go down. You got to know that, so when people call you and they say, "Well, I'm fixing to fire my lawn guy," or "I'm fixing," or "he just quit coming by," or whatever, you got to ask yourself. A lot of times, most of the time, that's the customer. You know, you ain't nothing special. If they had a problem with the other lawn care guy, they might have a problem with you too. Not all the time, but you got to be thinking like that. And then you have to always go back to the good old, how much work do you got? You know, are you busy? You know, or you got customers that you want to drop? See, I don't never drop customers. I mean, I have, you know, but it ain't something that I do on the reg. But I don't drop customers on the reg. I don't. Because of the simple fact that, well, you never know how many you're going to lose organically. So, the customers really got to do something for me to drop them. And, you know, it's usually about how they pay me or their timing. That's usually, you know, what it is, because I didn't take them on if they're way out of the way. You know, I used to, but in the last 10 years or so, if they're way out of the way, I won't even accept them. You got to know your worth, and you got to believe that you're the shit. You got to believe that. You know, even if you're not, you still got to believe that you can, you know, that you bring a lot to the table. And see, I know I bring a lot to the table. A lot of know-how, because I've been out here a long time, and a lot of consistency, like I'm saying. I don't never, ever just not show up to a property. Not ever. And never. And I see that a lot of people do that. A lot of people, they'll do a property one time and then they won't ever go back. And the people are wanting every 2 weeks or whatever. You can't build a business like that if you're not consistent. Because number one, if you only do the property one time, well, that's going to be the slowest time that you do it. You can't make you can make money, but you can't make as much money doing property one time. At least I can't. I want to do it regular. I want to have that income every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. And then I want to then be very efficient at everything that I do. And when you are efficient and you plan and you route right, then you'll make better money. And that makes you consistent to the customer. You're really not doing anything spectacular. As far as I'm concerned, by me being consistent, I'm not really doing anything spectacular. But by me being consistent, it's a byproduct of being efficient, if you want to look at it like that. So today's another day. $920 we did today, and that's a great day. It's $250, and I got my Sammy, and it's Sammy